So if you can learn the psychology of how to work with your clients, then you pretty much have figured out the game. Okay. And most of what I'm teaching you is how to get the listing before you ever sit down with a client. The real battle happens before you ever sit down with them. And many of you will never see the front of a kitchen table, and you'll never be invited past the front door of a house because you don't have the fundamentals down, and you're not winning the listing before you meet the person. Welcome to the Success with Listings podcast, where we help you get success in the real estate game the easy way. Now you can get off the roller coaster of feast and famine and out of the rat race of competing with every other agent in town. Hi, I'm Knolly Williams. I took over 1,000 listings during my first 10 years in the real estate game, and in this podcast, I show you how to have success with listings. Let's go. All right, so what I want to kick off with here, what I want to kick off with you right now is how do you get started the right way? I've had several people that have reached out, and Paul, I know you've seen them. They're like, man, I'm in your coaching club. I'm in Mentorship Masters. Okay, what do I do first? Like, how do I get started? What do I do? And so that's what the purpose of this video is going to be right here. This particular, I say video, but this particular section of our training is going to be how do you get started? In fact, it looks like Daniel's just now joining the class, and he was the first one to actually ask me the question, okay, I'm a new agent. Where do I get started? And even if you're not a new agent, doesn't even matter if you're not a new agent, you got to get started the right way. Some of you, you may not have started your real estate career the right way. And so you may not be getting all the results and success that you're destined for. Okay. And so we want to change that. So here is where everything lives now. Remember, we used to have that Mentorship Masters portal. You remember the portal, Paul? The portal was cool. I love the portal. We built all that on the back of ClickFunnels, and I loved it. But this is so much better. I mean, it's just clean. It's easy. We're getting less complaints. People are less confused. And I can tell you, both Paul and I are in the support business. We support. That's what we do. We support you. And the least amount of confusion that we could create for you, the better for us. Okay. And so we moved everything over to, in fact, let me move over to this page, Knolly Coaching Club, and we do it on the school platform. Okay. So anybody can have a school platform. You can go in here. If you want to set up a school account yourself, you just jump into our account. You want to do it from our account because that way I get the affiliate commission. Okay. Because there's affiliate commission on everything nowadays, right? But you just go up here, you just hit create a community, and you can create your own community. I encourage you to do what Uncle Knolly's doing. How do you succeed? Just follow what others, that have been successful. Others have lived before you. They've been successful. Just do what they're doing, right? So you're here. How do you get started? And it was actually Daniel was the one. If I come over here to the community, we actually pinned his post last week because I thought it was really cool. He was like, okay, man, I'm here. Now what do I do? Okay. Because a lot of times when you're learning from a guru, a trainer, I don't consider myself a guru, but some do. You're dropped into this forest and you're like, okay, I'm in the forest. What do I do? Like, where do I go? Like, you need a guide, you need a tour guide. So that's what this video is right here. When you jump into Knolly Coaching Club, you go to the community, okay? It's going to look just like this. There are going to be some pin posts. There's going to be some announcements. And remember, these are the categories down here. See all these categories? We've got announcements. We've got coaching. We've got AKA. That's right. You can jump in here and you can ask Knolly anything. All right. And Uncle Knolly will answer your question. People say, well, do I get one-on-one coaching? Well, yeah. You get it in the form of the AKA. You just jump in here, ask a question, give me about 24 hours to get back with you. And most of the time I answer them in less than 24 hours. We do have some, we do have a category for prayer requests too. So if you're going through something, you need the group to pray for you, this is where you go. You just post it in the prayer request and we will be praying for you, okay? We do that every day. So, so this is the community page here. Now the classroom is, I'm just going to walk you around a little bit, and then I'm going to show you what to do first. So a lot of this can be very overwhelming if you don't know where to start. So that's what this is all about here. So this first one here, this is, if you click on it, you'll see that a lot of this is our past coaching club calls. And so this call will also go in this category as well. So if you ever miss one, you're, at a dentist appointment, there really is almost no excuse to miss one of these. But if you do, you just come back over here, you click on it, and then you can pick up where you left off. And, Paul does a great job of recording these and archiving them and making sure that they're available for you. So that's the classroom. Now, let me, I'm going to show you where to go first in a minute, but I just want to show you that there is a lot of training in here. Okay. Part of being successful, let me say it this way. Part of being smart is knowing what to learn. Okay. We've got a lot of smart people out there. They're not learning the right stuff. Okay. So part of being smart is knowing what to learn. And part of being successful is doing the right things in the right order. So a lot of you would just jump in here and click on, want to take this class and that class and the other class. Success is not about taking classes, it's about taking action. Okay? Success is not about taking classes. It's about taking action. Now, you can take classes. I love classes. If you don't see me teaching one, I'm in one. I love classes. But we got to act also, right? So this is the classroom here. Everything lives here, okay, in the classroom. Calendar is another important place that you're going to want to spend some time in. Now all of this is available as a mobile app, okay? You got the mobile school app, and we're going to have it on the, we actually will have a training tile here that's just going to say start here. And that's where you're going to start. In fact, if you're watching this, you might be on the start here. If you're watching this after the fact, you might be on the start here training module right now. But so let's go to the calendar. So the calendar, we have something going on Mondays, Tuesdays, and for those in our mentorship master group, we have a Wednesday call as well. Okay. So a lot of times people are like, okay, when are we going to get the training? When's the training? Okay, well, we got every Monday, you're going to get me. That's Monday Mastery. On Tuesdays, we have Next Level Tuesday. And do not miss this, y'all. I mean, I see a lot of people missing these, but I'm telling you, like this one, data confidence, presenting in video format. That was fire, okay? How do you do your listing presentation by video? I mean, that was gangster. If you missed that one, you missed it. And then on Next Level Tuesday, tomorrow, we have marketing sphere techniques and progress, not perfection, the weekly pivot. Okay. Now, the only people that we allow to teach the Next Level Tuesdays are agents that are already icon status. What does that mean? That means they're already making at least $250,000 a year. In order to qualify to teach, you got to be making at least $250,000. So if you miss the Next Level Tuesday, you're missing gold, okay? And the only way to catch this, you got to be in Mentorship Masters or Next Level Agents, okay? Or obviously, I'm opening this up for you guys, but you can't get replays on these, okay? Unless you're part of our group Mentorship Masters or you're part of Next Level Agents, I should say, at EXP. But you can attend, okay, no matter where you're from, but you just got to, you throw it in your calendar, okay? Add it to your calendar and don't miss it. Because now you get to learn from not just me, but agents that are in the trenches and doing what you want to do, okay? We're heading where you want to go. And then Wednesdays is all about recruiting. So that's our recruiting mastermind for those within our organization. So, so that's the calendar, okay? Now it's very easy. When you click, you can add one of these to your add this to your calendar, whether it be Google, Apple, or otherwise, okay? So make sure that you add this, click on it, add it to your calendar, and that's the way that you're not going to miss. Because if it's not in my calendar, it doesn't exist. I don't know how your calendar works, but if it ain't in my calendar, it don't exist, okay? Let's look at members. The members tab, that's where you can interact with other members, Okay. And what I like the most is the members map. Okay. The members map. Where are my people? Okay. I got some people in the United Kingdom. All right. Well, let's go over to the United States for a minute. Okay. If you want to do referral, you want to refer somebody out, to somebody local, then you just go to the map, find out where those people are. And obviously, the bigger we get, the more. And we don't even have everybody in here yet, Paul. We need to do a campaign where we go out to the masters and say, look, are you an idiot? Why aren't you here? Right, Paul? I think half of them aren't even here yet. They haven't even, because we were on a different system before, and it's taken people a long time to kind of migrate over. And I get that, but this is so much better. So if I'm looking for somebody up here, I can just click. Okay, I need an agent in Chicago. Boom. Who I got in Chicago? I got Dave Woodson. All right. And then I got another person here, Laura Zablitny, okay, in Chicago. All right. So why does it say anyway? So this is the map. If you don't want people to know where you are, then just put a different sort of because it won't pinpoint your exact location. It gives a 10-mile sort of a 10-mile buffer. Because we don't want crazy people showing up at our houses and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like a 10-mile buffer, but it's at least within that area. Oh, we got a new person just joined our group, Paul. They just came up. And then we have our leaderboards. So the leaderboard is the ones that are the most active in our community show up on the leaderboard. Okay, if you're not seeing your name, it's because you're not contributing. This is not, and that's the reason why we called it, what I originally called our group, Mentorship Masters, because it's not just one master. It's not just Knolly. We're all masters, right? So get up on the leaderboard. All you got to do to get up here is earn points. The way you earn points is you just go like and comment on stuff. Every like gets 1 point. Every comment gets 1 point. And we give out prizes, don't we, Paul? We give out prizes to our leaderboard people. So that's coming soon. There's Daniel. I think Daniel's on the call right now. He's been contributing quite a bit. So he's in that number 2 position right now. So that's the leaderboard. And then there's the about. If you ever forget what Knolly Coaching Club is all about, okay, you can come back here, and this is the about section, and it'll tell you, hey, here's the benefit stack. Here's the value stack of what you're getting. So you make sure, I like to put everything in writing because I keep my promises. All right. I promise you, this is what I'm going to give you. And then you go back and you can't say, hey, Knolly said he was going to give me this, but he didn't give it to me. No, 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 no. Uncle Knolly keeps his promises. That's why I put it in writing. Here's what you're going to get. Okay. And it's right here. So if you ever forget what you're getting, you come here to the about. Now there are a couple of different ways you can be part of if you're part of Knolly Coaching Club, obviously we have it at $97 a month. Or you can do the annual. Okay. Now, if you're on monthly, let me explain this to you, clarify this so you understand. Everything unlocks in an orderly fashion. Okay. So it's not like you jump in here and everything unlocks on day one. Okay. Now we do a 7-day trial for people that join, and they can take the masterclass here. They could take the crash course, and there's several other things that you can take. And a lot of these trainings in the library are unlocked. But then we start unlocking stuff every week and every month. Okay. So it's not just like come in here and cram a lot of information. No, you learn and then you do, and then you learn and then you do, and then you learn, then you take a quiz, take a test, and then you apply, and then you learn and apply. That's what real success is about. It's not just how much information can I get in 7 days? No, how much can you implement? Right? How many of y'all know implementation is the key, not just data? Yeah. Okay. Learning is good, but implementing is the next step. So that is the coaching club. That's the coaching club in a nutshell. Also, those of you that you know, you can invite people here. I don't know if y'all knew that, but there's a way to invite. And for every person that joins, you actually get an affiliate commission. That's right, 40% is what I've done. I could have done 10%, but I didn't want to be stingy. All right. So you bring somebody in, if you're getting value out of this, they join, it's $100 a month, you're getting $40 a month. Okay, you bring 3 people in, you're free, right? So just want you guys to understand how that works as well. So make sure you're referring. The referral is another way you can earn money just by being part of this community. Okay. All right, a couple more things I want to cover is how do you get started the right way? Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to start with the 5-week crash course. If you haven't taken that already, that's where you begin. Okay, where is it? It looks just like this. Now we move these tiles around. I don't know if y'all know that, but we can move these tiles around. Let me show you. Boom, I just moved that around. Now I confused you. So you're gonna, if I tell you it's the 3rd class, it might not be. You see what I'm saying? Let me move that back, Paul, before they get confused. Might confuse them here. In fact, I almost like this to be in number 2 slot. Anyway, we move stuff around. Y'all know we move and shake around here, right? So the reason why I say start with the 5-week crash course is because I sat down and did this crash course right after I had closed over 1,000 listings. And it was still all fresh in my mind. Okay. And I reverse engineered what I had done. And so it's evergreen. Okay. It's not content that's brand new. Like, in other words, this was recorded, you know, a while back, but it's evergreen. What does that mean? That means it's what I focus on mostly, what I teach you is the psychology of the human being. Okay. Science says that we have not, how long has it been since our brain has changed? I mean, you're talking thousands and thousands of years. We're the same. Okay. So if you can learn the psychology of how to work with your clients, then you pretty much have figured out the game. Okay. And most of what I'm teaching you is how to get the listing before you ever sit down with a client. The real battle happens before you ever sit down with them. And many of you will never see the front of a kitchen table, and you'll never be invited past the front door of a house because you don't have the fundamentals down, and you're not winning the listing before you meet the person. You know, I've been in Austin. I'm going back to Puerto Rico this weekend to our house over there, but I've been here 2 months. Within my first 4 weeks in Austin, I picked up 5 listings. Okay, 5. How did I do that? Because I'm Uncle Knolly? No, because I've already won the list. Like, as soon as people know I'm back in town, they are like, could you work with me again? Yes, I can, by the way, okay? The answer is always yes. And then we figure out the solution later, right? So I say, yes, I can. And so, but I won those listings years ago. I won the right to list those properties, you know, in the past. And so people feel like it's a privilege and honor to be able to list with me. And that's what you want them to feel for you. It's like I'm doing them a favor. Okay. I remember when I first got in, and this is going to sound cocky. This is going to sound cocky, but I remember when I first got in, sorry about this camera, y'all. But I remember when I first got in the game, I was my buddy Arnold, we would kind of horse around a little bit. And I would role play this script where I was taking listings to the point where I was putting them on back order. I'd be like, hey, Paul, you know, man, I really wish I could get out there this week, but we actually have a waiting list here. So what I could do for you is I could go ahead and you see how cocky that's? Paul, I'd be happy to list your house. Don't worry, I can get to it, but we got a waiting list. Okay. I can get to you in about 3 weeks. Okay. So let me put you on the calendar. I've got time on the now. And here's the reality. Here's what I figured out. There's people that will do that with you. How many of y'all know there's people that will wait for Bradford? You know, there's people that will wait for you. You're like, look, I can't, you know, I got a slot open in 2 weeks. I can get to it then. They're like, no problem. Because that's the way you run your game. Okay. If you're that good, which I know all of you are, you're just not showing yourself to be that good to the public. Okay. Yet. All right. That's what this is all about. All right. Let me get back to, I got a little excited there. Let me get back to what I was showing you. All right. So let's go. All right. I want to take you right back to, um, not here. Come on. Work with me. This thing didn't want to, hold on. We'll do it just like this. There's more than one way to do this. All right. So you want to start with the 5-week crash course because that's the fundamentals. Step one, it's going to be like, okay, week 1, the 7 steps to success. Week 2 is how to generate listing leads. The reason why I have them in weekly modules is because I want you to, there's homework with every one, and I want you to be doing the homework. A lot of people just want to take the class in 3 days, and I'm okay if you do it that way. But the reality is you have to learn it and then implement some things that you learn. Then go learn the next thing and implement some stuff. That's how you really get it into your subconscious mind. So the first one is the 7 steps to success. Then I take you to how to generate listing leads. Then how do you develop your pre-listing package? We're actually going to develop one together as a family over the next couple of weeks or several. It might even take a couple of months. Okay, don't worry about that. I'll share more about that when we get into it. Mastering the listing presentation. How do you actually show up in front of your people to where your energy is right? Because a lot of this is all energy. Okay. I sit down in front of Michelle, and my energy's wrong. Okay. That's the reason why you got to be real careful the kind of interactions you have before you go on the listing appointment. Okay. Because if they're getting a bad energetic read, Michelle, from you, you're sitting down with them and you're always good. I know you're always good, but you just had a bad, like a spat that morning. Like maybe, you got into it with somebody and then you show up, you got to change your energy before you have that appointment, or else that's going to carry over into that, into that, we carry our energy within our aura. That's how God created us. And when we get within each other, in Dr. Childers, when he did it, and many people have done this, you could on certain machines, I forget what they call those spectrometers. There's certain machines that they use where you can actually look at a person's aura coming out of from their body, emanating from their body. We have a spirit and a soul. I don't know if y'all knew that. Like Wayne Dyer says, the body is just a garage where we temporarily park our soul. Okay. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. So most people have an aura that comes out of their body about 8 feet is how far it extends. And so when you sit down with someone, let's say they're 3 feet away, now you got one energetic energy field that's combined into one field. Okay. And if you're not right and you're not tight, they're going to be like, I don't know, something about him. I don't know. Everything he said was good, but there's just something about him. I don't know. I think we should just keep looking. You get that. Okay. You don't want to have an at bat just to strike out. You don't want that. Okay. So anyway, so the generating listing leads, that's getting you at bats. And the pre-listing package is getting you at bat, getting you in the batter's box. But then you'll strike out if you don't know how to do the right presentation with the right energy. Okay. And then how do you grow your team? Because if you do it the way I teach, you're going to get overwhelmed real fast. Okay. Remember Mina? Some of you guys remember Mina when she came to me, she hadn't done a deal in 8 months. Okay. I reached out to, and she was broke. She was on her way out of the business. And she started following the same stuff that you're going to learn in this crash course. Okay. And I called her. We talked about 3 weeks ago. She's got 16 listings right now. Okay. And you need 16 listings right now. If you want to close something every week, you got to have 16 of them, right? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Then there's some free bonuses that are part of this. You get my textbook, you get a webinar and some other things. You want to make sure you take that disc profile test because you're going to be lead generating according to your personality profile, not mine. Okay, you're going to lead generate your way, and you got to know who you are before you start to generate leads. And then there's some bonus training, a day in the life of a successful listing agent. So this is where you start. You start with the crash course, okay? And then what's next? Let's look. Then you're going to go into the training library. Okay, we just talked about that. So go back over here to the training library. Go click on classroom again. It's going to put you back into the train. And I love this on the app, by the way. Paul, have you tried it on the app? You've been using the app? Yeah, it's pretty dope. I like it. So then you're going to go into the classroom. And the cool thing is that now we've got the AKA. We used to do AKA classes of nothing but just asking me questions. Now that's going to be the second half of every training. So we'll have all these will be sort of a topic that you can jump into. Okay. So go back here, start, learning some of those. That's step 2. Step 3 is that you're going to want to take my 12-week masterclass, Triple My Listings. Okay. That's where you go next. So after you've gone through here and checked out, now this doesn't unlock, I think it like 6 weeks it unlocks, and that's for a reason. Okay. Now, if you're an annual member, everything's unlocked. Okay. Or you're a mentorship master, everything's unlocked. That could be a little bit dangerous. I'll just tell you up front to have if I send a kid into a candy store and I tell said 8-year-old, okay, I'm treating y'all like 8-year-olds. I'm sorry, but that's just what we're doing. We're taking the knowledge back to that. If I send an 8-year-old into a candy store and say you can have whatever you want, how many of y'all know that that's bad? How many? Raise your hand if you know that's bad. Okay, this is a candy store right here. All right, just know that that's what this is. All right, so Triple My Listings is right here. That's the 12-week masterclass. And the reason why I created this was because a lot of my agents in my group were saying, hey, man, how do I generate leads? So this is actually 12 hours of training on how to generate leads, 12 hours of training, okay? And then there's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of training. So this is, I think it's like 19 hours of lead generation training. All right. And that's under the Triple My Listings Masterclass. So it unlocks after 6 weeks for a reason. Okay. You're going to have enough to keep you busy with the crash course. All right. For several weeks. And if you're in Mentorship Masters, we've got our first 30-day checklist that you should be going through anyway. Remember, success is about doing the right things in the right order. All right, let's see what's next. So after that, make sure you're in the weekly live classes, okay? Monday Mastery, and then we have Next Level Tuesdays. Make sure you're in those. We just explained those. And then there's AKA coaching. All right. This was inspired by my man, Daniel De Jesus in the house. What's up, Daniel? What's up, man? Yeah. Daniel was like, new agent, now what? What's up? Like and Daniel, I don't know if you knew this, but back I moved to South Central LA when I was I was 10 years old when I moved there. And we used to check people. You know what that is, Daniel? We used to check other people. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Like that. We do it like this. And tragically, Uncle Knolly never had a smile back then. I was all mugged. I can't even do it anymore, but I was all mugged up and thugged out and all that. And so I would check Daniel like, so Daniel came in, he was like, he checking me. So he wasn't really doing that, but I took it like a check. Like I was like, okay, I got something for you. So what I did was I created, and this is how this community is evolving, right? Because of you. Remember, this is all fresh stuff that we're just rolling out for you. So now we have a section called AKA, is Ask Knolly Anything. So if you have a question, you just put it here. So here's Daniel. He said, new agent, now what? Okay. And so then I answered him. I said, okay, here's what's up. This is what you do next, And so if you have a question about anything and I don't get to answer it on you could either bring it to our Monday call, or you can just ask me here in the group, but always ask it under the AKXA section, because I've actually used Daniel's question to refer people back to that had the same question, right? So if I just had a DM with him, then other people would not have gotten the benefit of the answer that I gave Daniel. So he's actually got a lot of people that have checked out the post because of that. This is an EXP investor, excuse me, Chantal. And then Angie had a question, or she might have just had a comment. So I got back with her. So if you have any question, this is like having Uncle Knolly in your back pocket. If you've ever wanted to just say, man, I wish I could just text Knolly this question, then now you can. Okay, you can just go into KCC, go to the AKA, and then type in your question. Boom, I'll get right back to you. So that is that's the progression of how you get started the right way. The free masterclass first, the successful listings crash course, then go to the training library, go to the 12-week masterclass, go through that, make sure you're at the live classes, and then any questions that you have in between during the week, you're going to ask me in the AKA session. And there you have it. That's a wrap. Well, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the Success with Listings podcast. If you are serious about taking your real estate career to the highest heights, making more money and helping more clients while working less hours and spending more time with your family, be sure to get your copy of my free book, Triple My Listing, absolutely free at successwithlistings.com. Now, you want to be sure that you subscribe to the podcast and check out successwithlistings.com to get your copy of my free book. Hey, I'll see you on the next one.